I know, I wish you were here right now, baby. I want to give you a big hug. I'm coming home to you and the kids. I love you.
In 2010, a school teacher stepped into one of poker's toughest cash games, destroyed the pros, and left with winnings totaling more than 3 times his annual salary. This is David Fishman. Not a poker pro, not a gambler, just a loving husband and cancer survivor with a lifelong passion for teaching. But when PokerStars gave him $100,000 to play with as part of their Loose Cannon promotion, he did the unthinkable and pulled off one of the most incredible amateur performances in the show's history, using nothing but mathematical precision and pure instincts.
Aces for the cannon. Throws him away.
What?
Let's dive in to see how this teacher became the master.
He's a school teacher! For God's sakes, man!
The format of this high-stakes cash game was brutal but simple. Survive the session against poker sharks like Phil Hellmuth and David Williams, and whatever you win above the initial $100K is yours to keep. As the cards were dealt, you could see the pros sizing up their prey. Little did they know, this particular prey had spent his career calculating odds and teaching probability.
I don't like your outlook right now.
Williams calls. Laak calls.
So the damage that I had,
Joe's in.
Dislocated elbow, shattered wrist, trigeminal nerve damage right here, 35 stitches around my eye, and actually I'm getting surgery to I check my...
Phil checks to Joe, who checks.
The orbital plate that's holding my eyeball in is kind of like broken, and some of the fat from my eye is sinking down, so they have to put a plate in. Call.
Do you have insurance? Health insurance?
It's really amazing. I let my insurance dry up, and I've just been paying cash out of pocket, and I'm surprised it doesn't hurt. The bills are not like, it's not super sick, you know?
Meanwhile, the loose cannon David Fishman has semi-bluffed the flop.
32.
And fires again.
I'm like a pretty bad 6 things happened to me. Broken rib and lots of, I don't know, I've just been paying out of pocket. It's not that bad.
If Laak thought his 9 was good enough to call on the flop,
3,200.
then not much has changed here.
He calls again.
Captain calling the calling station. Hailing all frequencies.
Ace of hearts on the river. Laak checks.
Let's see if David can fire the third photon torpedo or checks his way into the escape shuttle.
10.
He fires 10 grand.
I didn't love the pre-flop limp, but this is a very nice 3-barrel attempt early on.
I don't have a 10. And you're betting 10. That's probably a bad spot for me to be in. Oh, but I love calling, as Perkins knows, you know? If I fold, you're going to show, right?
You want me to show?
Yeah.
First hand I'm in, you want me to show?
Make it pay you.
If I fold.
You gotta pay it.
Nah,
You can't pay, actually.
I don't know. We'll see.
Put it in the pot, just turn one card over, and then you can make it.
If I show what you show, I'm folding. I fold.
After Laak folded, we saw the first glimpse of Fishman's psychological game.
Fishman takes down the pot.
If that was a bluff, sir, that was a well-bowled bluff.
This wasn't just a bluff, it was a statement. Don't be fooled. I might teach for a living, but I'm not here to be schooled. But this was just the beginning of Fishman's masterclass performance. As the session progressed, Fishman continued to accumulate chips, playing a calculated style that kept the pros guessing.
Action begins on Phil Hellmuth. He raises to 2,000. See what we got. King, queen.
We can definitely call and try to see a flop here.
That's what we do. Perkins folds. David Williams calls. Locks in. Cat is out. Flop. We got top pair.
Obviously, we don't like the multi-way action, but this board is drier than Las Vegas itself.
Action is checked on over to the cannon.
5.
5,000.
You like the bet?
I do. Even if we get raised, we're probably going to stick around.
Williams folds.
With Laak's range against us, I'm not too afraid of what he has here.
Laak raises to 15,000. The pro folds. Yep, there's the call.
We've got Laak's attention now.
Deuce of clubs on the turn.
Check.
Laak checks.
I don't think Phil is raising us with a deuce, so I'm okay with that turn card. If we are ahead, he didn't catch up.
All right, we check. 6 of diamonds on the river.
I like our check on the turn because we got raised on the flop. Now, it's hard to think this 6 really made Phil's hand. Since we did check on the turn, even if Phil bets here, we should be prepared to look him up.
Phil's got chips. Nervous?
We'll see how big the bet is.
I check.
He checks. So's the cannon
Check.
and shows. Let's see what Laak's got. He was bluffing. The cannon picks up a pot of nearly 40 grand.
The commentators could hardly believe that an amateur was holding his own versus established pros and coming out ahead.
Fishman raises. Perkins folds.
Did you fold already?
Insta.
10 deuce suited for Williams. Re-raises to 5,200. Laak and Kata fold.
Williams is trying to isolate the loose cannon.
Back to me. 52 total.
To me, when someone asks if it's back on them, it's the biggest tell in the world.
Fishman calls.
Almost like it's too good to be true for it to be your turn again.
The flop. 5-4 tray, open-ender for Williams. Action on Fishman, who checks.
You'd think he'd want to bet that flop and not let D-Dub get a free card, but he's playing in flow and checking to the razor.
Williams actually fires 7,800.
Despite his name, I can't imagine Fishman would fold here.
Make it 15.
He re-pops. Actually, it's 15-6. That's the min raise.
This is a small value raise, and Williams does have the odds to call.
And David does.
Both players trying to get a read on the other right now.
The turn, King of Hearts.
Fishman does not look happy about that king.
And checks.
You have to wonder if Williams picked up on that.
Fires 20,000.
Looks like Williams realized what a great card this is to bluff at. This is the biggest pot so far for the loose cannon, and he doesn't even have an overpair anymore.
For some reason, that was the one turn I didn't want to see. Or did I? Now I don't think you have it anymore. Wow. Why am I changing my mind?
We've seen a lot of loose cannons get bluffed by the pros and lay down big pocket pairs in spots like this before.
Fishman calls.
He's made the right call.
The river. 7 of clubs. Fishman checks.
Let's see if Williams fires another bluff here on the river.
He doesn't. And Fishman shows the winner. And this hand now puts David Fishman as the most profitable loose cannon by 8,800.
A few hands later came a defining moment for Fishman, who found himself in a massive pot against the self-proclaimed GOAT of poker.
Is it a family?
Family.
Woohoo!
Fishman hits top pair on the flop, but he's about to demonstrate why patience and mathematics are such powerful weapons in poker.
Sick of you leading out.
This time Fishman's leading out with top pair, and Perkins isn't one to fold a pair on the flop, which he has.
Perkins calls with middle pair. Williams folds, so does Laak and Joe.
Raise 10,000.
Hellmuth's check raise shows just how strong a pair and a flush draw can be. You can see it's got big equity, even three-handed.
And now to Fishman, who calls.
He believes in his top pair on this wet board.
How much you got left, Phil?
About 110?
How much do you have?
For 10, about 100 something.
Nobody's scared. Nobody's scared.
He folds.
They're not scared. They're like, yeah, go ahead, do it.
Deuce of spades on the turn. Trip deuces for Hellmuth.
This is what I like to call the raptor attack, where Phil Hellmuth hits the out you didn't even know was there.
Bets 25 grand.
Other than bet size, it will be very difficult for Fishman to know he's beat, and Phil's done a good job of polarizing his range to huge hands or a bluff.
I'm like 51% that I got you.
Actually, it's like 94 that you don't.
Do you have a percentage in mind?
6%.
The brim went a little lower.
Look at the amateur having fun with his sickening decisions.
I mention it up. I just keep feeling stronger and stronger that I got you, Phil. I feel like I just want to push.
Pushing would be very bad. We haven't seen this loose cannon go crazy with just one pair yet, but we all lose our minds sometimes. If he did push, he'd be drawing very slim, but not dead.
So tempted. I so want to push. I so want to push.
Fishman makes a great read and even better fold. But after that suck out by Hellmuth, Fishman wanted revenge, and he was willing to do anything to get it, even if it meant putting on one of the worst acting performances in the history of poker.
King-queen for Fishman.
I don't win very many pots from this spot, so in a fit of discipline.
Fishman calls. Perkins is out. Williams
An absolute fit.
calls.
David Williams in real bad shape with a real loose defend, maybe a little tilty from that last hand.
Deuce, jack, ace, 2 clubs, action flop.
This looks like a fun board.
Williams checks bottom pair. Hellmuth checks top pair. Fishman leads out with a semi-bluff. Williams folds. Hellmuth raises.
This is a pretty easy call with a flush draw, gut shot, and 2 big cards.
And there it is by Fishman. 5 of hearts on the turn gives Hellmuth 2 pair. He bets 15 grand.
We know Fishman isn't getting great immediate odds since his pairs are still no good, but PH could be doing this with worse flush draws, and he's got enough behind for decent implied odds.
Add it all up, and Fishman makes the call.
He's looking for a club or a 10.
The river. There's the 10 completing the straight.
Fishman swims the upstream battle and runs down the great one.
Action on Hellmuth.
23,600.
Bets 23-6.
23,600 into a $45,000 pot.
This is pretty dirty. Fishman's reverse pedaling the nuts. Clearly he's going to raise. The only question is how much, and can he get Phil to call?
I'm not gonna let you do this to me again, Phil. I can't let you do this to me again.
Leonardo DiCaprio could not be selling this any better.
How much you got behind? Was there an answer to that?
Like 85 or something.
I'm all in.
Fishman shoves.
He even fake hesitated. Watch that Oscar, Leo.
I'm done, Phil.
I see method acting, improv, pantomime. If Phil calls here, the kid stays in the picture.
This is so sick. I mean, is it possible that I just get cooled every hand I play here? You got king, queen of clubs? I mean, I guess so.
Phil's put him on his exact hand. But if he does make this call, the loose cannon will have a profit of more than $140,000 and will be poised to take down that NAPT passport.
God, all that talking leads me to believe that. Wow.
Now, that might be real. I'd certainly be shaking either way.
All right, I call.
Hellmuth calls and sees king, queen of clubs.
Bingo! See, if a club comes, I don't lose one nickel in this hand.
As Hellmuth blames the dealer, Fishman scoops a huge pot, causing Hellmuth to explode. But Bill Perkins was about to put this poker brat in his place.
That was a great read, by the way. You had him.
You're a real classy guy, buddy. You are.
Who? Him?
You.
Why? What did I do?
Why would you say that? I mean, why would you, I mean, what are you trying to do? The guy hits a miracle 10 on me, and what, you want to just step
He's
on
a
me?
school teacher, and you and him have endless trunks of money. Endless trunks of money. He's a school teacher. For God's sakes, man.
Screaming will do you a lot of good.
After that massive pot, only 2 hands remained before the day was over. With $240K in his stack, Fishman could now just fold his way to a $140,000 profit. But what he did in these final 2 hands left everyone in complete shock.
Aces for the cannon. Still aces.
You can't make this stuff up. Let's see if he makes the raise.
He's thinking of set pedaling, boys.
Nice call, Laak.
He's thinking.
Throws him away.
What?
This decision to fold aces pre-flop seems completely insane until we see what happens next.
2 to the flop, 6 king 6 quads for Laak.
I can't believe it, Vance. David Fishman folds aces, would have been outflopped by quads. If this happened in a movie, I would say it's too unrealistic.
Laak bets 3,300. The turn, jack of spades. Laak checks. Mercier checks. Deuce on the river. 10,400. Mercier calls.
Hi-ya!
That's a sigh of relief.
That's why I lay down pocket jacks.
Did you really or no?
What was it?
Wouldn't necessarily
Pocket
be
aces.
bad fold.
No. Was it really? You had aces free flop?
No way.
I'll love to
He
see
didn't
that.
think forever and had this weird look.
Fishman again trusted his instincts and made one of the most instinctively perfect folds in televised poker history. It seemed as if this math teacher had calculated the exact probability of disaster and made the perfect escape, or so he thought.
Fishman with kings.
I mean, he folded aces.
He's thinking about it.
I'm gonna see one flop. How about that? You let me see a flop, I'll see a flop.
Hey, limps in.
You're not gonna let me see a flop?
Perkins raised. Ace queen for
You
Dave.
can still see a flop.
I raised the pot. Raised the pot.
Williams repops.
Fishman limped. If he wanted a cheap flop, he would have been better off raising. A true poker player would not be able to resist repotting this.
He didn't want to, but he folds. Perkins calls, so only 2 to the flop of 7 queen deuce.
I'll check.
Perkins
I guess I'll
checks.
move all in.
Williams shoves.
He's got top pair.
That sounds like the bat signal.
Perkins
I
folds.
had you that time, David. I would have had you that time.
With what?
I had kings.
What?
If you were in Fishman's shoes, would you fold and walk away with your $140,000 profit, or risk losing it? Nonetheless, in just a single poker session, this math teacher, cancer survivor, and absolute underdog outplayed some of the best pros in the game and walked away with winnings worth 3 times his yearly teaching salary.
You sitting down?
How much did you win?
$129,600.
Oh God, you gotta keep all that money.
I know, I wish you were here right now, baby. I want to give you a big hug. I'm coming home to you and the kids. I love you.